Okay guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is a little bit different. It's not a build video today, it's more of a shop update because I've got some new tools, I've got some more stuff going on, maybe some sneak peeks at some future projects, but also some tool maintenance that we're going to be focusing on. So without further ado, I think I better introduce you guys to probably the newest addition, which is this drill press. This drill press is a wall down drill press. It's got a T-slot table, which I will end up making a clamping arrangement for it, so that should turn out really good. I bought that one off Marketplace. That one was a pretty good deal. I'm pretty sure I paid about $500 for it, and I'm really happy with how it came out, because a lot of the ones that are sort of this, we'll call it the bench top style, they don't have a slotted table, so I'm quite happy with that. Another addition is, as the year draws on, it gets a bit colder in the shed, so I actually installed a stove, which has really been keeping it warm in here. Now there are some other things that you might have noticed, like these. They're future projects. Got something going on over here which will be coming soon. I've also got some more reclaimed wood that I have picked up, except that stuff was a little bit wet, so I'll put it next to the heater so it dries out. Also, we have potentially some smelting stuff coming in the future, but the main part of today's video, as I said before, is shop maintenance. Okay guys, one quick thing before I actually get on to the shop maintenance that I was talking about. One other thing that I had done recently is mill up a whole bunch of reclaimed lumber, which I've gotten, which was quite messy, so I had a quick clean up. Now the main shop maintenance I want to deal with today is actually my thicknesser, so I will go and get that. Okay, so as I said before, I recently milled up a whole bunch of reclaimed stuff, so this got a real good thrashing. Now what we need to do is, one, give it a clean, two, actually change the inserts on the cutter head, because if you have a look here, you can see that we're getting some tear out, and just it's not exactly coming out too flat. Now that's because we've got chips in the insert, so I'll show you that when we get to it. One other thing with maintenance like this is always make sure it's not plugged in. Safety wise, obviously, use your brain. Don't put your fingers anywhere you wouldn't want to lose them. But when the power's off, we can sort of get a little bit in further, which I'll show you when we get there. One other thing too is always grease and oil the parts that need to be greased and oiled. For me, it's quite simple. To me, it just makes sense. But if you keep your things in good working order, they last a lot longer. So you don't have to buy new ones, especially something that is sort of on the pricier side. I think this thicknesser was about $800, $800, $900. So I try to keep it in tip-top shape. But I'm going to jump on with that, and you can follow along as we go. Okay guys, so I got most of the sawdust and chips out. Now, if we check on here, you can see it's got safety instructions for removing this back plate and changing the inserts. As always, I try to stick to what the manufacturer says in terms of maintenance, but there are little things as well. Like in here, you can see these threads sort of covered in some sawdust. I will end up greasing those later, which you will see. The manufacturer doesn't specifically specify that you have to do it or how often to do it. I try to do it, you can feel when the handle gets stiff, that's typically a telling sign that some maintenance might need to be done. But we will jump on with removing this back plate and having a look at the inserts themselves. Okay guys, so I've propped it up a little bit, just get a bit of a better view. Now if we look in here, you can see each insert and sort of the build up that we're getting underneath it. That build up I tend to clean with just a small wire brush after I actually take the inserts out. Replacement inserts for something like this, you can buy them directly from the manufacturer. However, they're pretty expensive. If you have a hunt around online, you can typically find cheaper alternatives that are the same. These are high-speed steel inserts. They're not carbide, so when I bought replacement inserts for these, they weren't too expensive. I think they're about maybe $1.50 each. So I am going to get on replacing those. I'll show you what the broken ones look like and how I sort of know which ones need to be replaced. So I'm going to dive in with that and we will talk about it when we find them. Okay guys, so now that all the inserts are off, there is one other thing that I want to do that I forgot to mention before. The in-feed and out-feed rollers have been playing up a little bit, so I'm going to flip it over and have a look to see what the issue might be. The in-feed and out-feed rollers can be quite important in terms of getting a consistent cut across your material. So I'm going to jump on with that and we will see what the issue might be. Okay guys, so I ran the thicknesser while it was upside down. Now the in-feed rollers are just working. I reckon what the issue is you see all this stuff just here. All that stuff, if it'll go in focus. It's sort of buried in the plastic roller itself. I'm going to go through with a wire brush and clean that out, and that should sort of freshen up the rubber, allowing it to grip onto the material a lot more, which is good. It means I don't have to replace any of the in-feed or out-feed rollers, so I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to get on with that, tidy up it from the underside, and then we'll get into lubricating and greasing. Okay guys, so now that I've cleaned up the in-feed and out-feed rollers, all that's left to do is flip it over, put the inserts back in, and sort of oil and grease the parts that need to be oiled and greased for them to sort of stay in a working capacity. So I'm going to get on with that. Okay guys, so I've replaced all the inserts and now I'm going to show you the difference between one that's got a big chip out in it, and these are the new ones that I put in. So they're nice, they're shiny, they're sharp. And if we find one that's got a big chip in it, bear with us. And that big chip there on that edge is what we're replacing. So it's the old one. And that's the new one. So we've got nice sharp edges. So yeah, I replaced those broken ones with new, brand new fresh ones. So it should cut a lot better, cut a lot nicer. Now that everything's back together, I'm going to flip it back over and we're going to re-grease the threads and go from there. Okay guys, so I've put pretty much everything on except the back funnel piece, which probably won't go on until the next time we use it. Now the last thing that we do have to do is on this, we have 4 pillars, 1, 2, 3 and 4. They are the screw jacks for going up and down. I grease these with just some heavy duty general purpose grease. I got this a while ago. I mean, I don't reckon I'll ever run out of it. So what I do is I just put some liberally on threads on all 4 points. Then I wind it all the way up. Put some more on the underside of the whole unit, on the bottom threads, run it all the way down and just run it up and down a couple times, work that grease into the threads, and then that's pretty much it. That pretty much brings the maintenance of the thicknesser to being finished. It should, by doing this maintenance, it should make it easier next time I go to use it. You know, in terms of it cutting a lot better, especially as well as the infeeding and the up and down movement. Now, one other thing that I do actually want to talk about is on the drill press. This also has to be serviced from time to time. Every now and then I will spray some oil on the quill itself, but the main thing is actually the table. If you don't grease the table, over time you slowly start to get surface rust, and if you don't get on top of that, it starts to pit and actually affect the surface that you're mounting to. When I got it, it was quite rusty. I did hit it with some Scotch-Brite, and then I also, every now and then I just refresh it with some WD-40, mainly because it seals it without sticking too much, which means when I want to use it, I just give it a wipe down so that all the sawdust and metal shavings tend not to stick to it too much, and then I just reapply some of the WD-40 until the next time I have to use it, which is a tip that I think might help a lot of you. Okay guys, and that being said, I think that's pretty much it for today's video. As I said, we've got some stuff coming in the future, so keep an eye out for that. I just thought, while I'm not actually doing a big build process or build video recently, I thought I'll just sort of do a shop update, show you some of my maintenance tips and tricks and what I tend to do to keep my machinery and bits and bobs sort of in good working condition. But yeah, I guess keep an eye out for upcoming videos, and thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.